Hey Loadsters, it's Alison here, and I've got another video for you to go along with my layout for today's prompt. And the prompt today was, what makes you or made you feel confident and courageous? And as I was thinking about this prompt, I remembered that I had taken some selfies a few weeks ago after I got my haircut. And I don't know, I just was feeling pretty good. I had on a nice spring kind of scarf, and of course my hairdresser did my hair better than I could ever hope to do it myself. And so I just snapped some selfies, and I realized that what makes me feel confident and courageous is looking good. It sounds shallow, but it truly is it's not really a fake it till you make it, but it's one of those feeling like how your outside looks, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I grabbed those photos and I printed them all off, the ones that I had saved, and I'm not sure which one or ones I'm going to scrap, but my plan is to go through my stash and just pick out my pretty things, the things I love, the things that I've maybe been hoarding that I don't want to, put on other layouts or whatever the case may be. And I'm going to use them to scrap this photo and just talk about how having somebody do my hair and wearing a nice pretty scarf and having the sun shine makes me feel confident and makes me feel like I can take on the world. So I'm going to gather my stash items and I'll come back and we'll start making this. Here's where I'm at right now. I've pulled a few papers and a few little bits and pieces, and I've sort of started playing with my placement. And I started with this beautiful paper from September Skies. I think it's Heidi Swap. And that's what the other side looks like, but I really loved this. I love the gray, because I am wearing a gray sweater, and but then I love all this flower here. And then I just grabbed some scraps. I grabbed a piece of vellum, just plain vellum. I have one doily from this packet, Maggie Holmes, crepe paper. This is a piece of old My Mind's Eye paper, and this is just in my scrap drawer. And this one as well is an old Simple Stories paper. And I cropped down two of my photos to 4x4, and I'm sort of creating this little layered group here. And then I have one journaling card. This is from a Chamel paper. I can't remember which collection. It's either the first one or it's for True Stories line. It just says focus on the happy, and I thought I could just tuck that in. And I picked up a few things from my stash, some gold word phrase stickers to pick up the gold from the doily, and some sequins for the same reason. Some enamel dots, because I love enamel dots, and I've got 3 different letter sticker options for my title, and I've got a couple of like 3-dimensional embellishments from a really old American Crafts packet, and so that's where we're at. I've also got a couple more bits and pieces of paper. That's another My Mind's Eye. Sorry, late in the day, my brain's not working anymore. I thought maybe I could work in a strip of the cameras to bring in some of that sort of tealy blue or tealy green. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I've pulled it aside just in case. That's another Chamel paper. I think that's True Stories. And then I cut a strip off of a Simple Stories paper because I liked how it brings in the red. It's not quite the same red as this, but if I place it in a way that it won't compete, then it might work. So first and foremost, I am going to ink my edges and then adhere this bundle. I will cut this in 2 so I can have it sort of sticking off in 2 places. And cut off my branding strip. And then we'll see. I might adhere the title first because I kind of know what I want the title to say. So it might be easier for me to do that first. haven't checked the other side of the branding strip. Oh, it's just the same paper. So I don't honestly know if I'll hang on to that. I hang on to a lot of my branding strips because a lot of times they have another pattern on the back, and sometimes you can use just a little bit of it on another layout. And this is just gray ink, Stampin' Up! Basic Gray. And you may wonder why I ink my edges. Sorry, I'm just trying to find my adhesive. I find that it helps to just give a little bit of definition to each paper. These are not from the same collection, so there's perhaps a bigger tendency for them to not necessarily coordinate. But when you add that tiny bit of definition, or even sort of vignetting, I guess, if you think about an Instagram photo, how it has that, sometimes has that dark box around it, it helps to make it look intentional that you've put all these bits of paper together, and then they start looking a little more cohesive. Hopefully that makes sense. And I've put everything on a little bit of an angle because my photos are going to be on an angle. They're not going to be straight, and that's completely on purpose. I want this to have a bit of a sort of fun, casual feel, so I'm not, you know, making sure everything is square. Now, I'm not sure if I want to have the doily down there or up here. And there's two things going through my head right now. If I have it down here, it is covering up the flowers, but it's also, it's not competing with the flowers because it's on top of them. So it kind of adds to the look, the texture, the visual texture of the flowers that we've got going already. If I put it over here, it starts to draw your attention away from the flowers. So I think I will put it down here, but I'm going to put a little, just chop a little bit off, and I think I might put it up there. So I'm just going to cut off, in fact I'll probably just use my scissors, just a little bit. And then I'll put the rest down below here. And since I have all these paper layers on top of my vellum, I can put the adhesive wherever I want. All right, I'm just going to tuck this guy in the side. And I didn't want to put it in there because then you've got the two pinks on top of each other, and they're not quite the same, and so that sort of draws attention to that fact. So if I tuck it underneath the white layer and over top of the vellum, and then I can also make sure I get a bit of that gray showing on that side. There we go. I'm just going to put this up here so that I remember that I want to use that. And just clear off my space a little bit. And now I can play with these other sort of bits. It might be quite nice to just have a little bit of the red showing, maybe even all the way across the bottom. And I'm going to pick, I've put a border punch on this, so I'm going to pick one of the natural areas where the border punch, the pattern dips down there. And what about the cameras? What do we think? Might be a little... just thinking the cameras might be a little bit too tall as an element. I'm going to leave this for now. This other bit I can probably put up there with my doily, so I'll just lay that up there for now. This might be a better embellishment to have there, or I could pull the pink over. Or heck, I could have both of them. Kind of like the camera there though. Okay, so I'm going to get my title on. And I've got 3 different fonts, and I've got a longer title. And I want to have the word selfie in this sort of fancy, kind of girly font. Now I've got to figure out where I want it to start. I think I want it to start here. Got to remember that my F is going to go down. I don't really want it on my I or anything like that. So I'm just going to lightly place these, and then I can easily move them if I need to. I need an L. I think that's fine. It's not covering anything important. I mean, I've got 2 pictures of myself, so yeah, we're gonna commit. And see, I picked this color because it picks up some of the green. And once again, I'm not entirely sure that this is exactly where I want it to go, so I'm just placing the letters lightly. I'm not pressing down, and hopefully if I change my mind I can pull them up again. I'm not sure how sticky these ones are. They're older, they're from my stash, but as you can see I haven't used any of them yet, so that one needs to come over a little bit. And I don't mind that, but I am left with that sort of space there, which actually might be a good spot for my camera, which I really wanted to have down there. But I could try and find something else to bring up here, maybe some flowers or something gold. I don't know if that's going to fit beside it. Let's just see here. Okay, change plan. It's not going to fix that awkward little gap, but it will help it. Gotta make sure it's straight. About as straight as I can get it, I suppose. And just realized I don't have enough O's in this. So I might have to cheat a little bit. This is where we hope that we're spelling it correctly. Okay, my title's all done, and I don't think the camera's going to pick it up, but I didn't have enough O's to write obligatory, so I've actually put a C there, and I want to show you a little trick that might help you out if you run into this sort of problem as well. So I'm just going to zoom in. Hopefully you can see that. Hang on a second. You can see I've got a C there. And I'm just going to take my gel pen and I'm going to sort of join up the little bits of the C. And now it's an O. And I think unless you saw me do that, you wouldn't have no idea that that originally was a C. So if you run into this sort of problem where you're using tiled letters like this and you need to make it into a different letter that you don't have anymore, white gel pen does wonders. So moving my letters where I put them, because originally I had started them up here, moving them down here has lessened this sort of awkward space, but it's still there. Now this is what designers call trapped white space. I'm not sure if you've heard that term before. If you're new to scrapbooking, then perhaps you haven't, but it's just a little bit of space where it really looks as if you've forgotten to put something there. So I need to find something to go there. Some of the embellishments that I pulled out, I have these gold phrase stickers, which might work. However, I don't particularly want to add any more words right here where the title is. So I'm going to have to come up with something else. This could be a good spot to use. I could cut out a couple of these cameras, or I could try and gently lift up my S here. And sort of tuck it in. That might work. I can add some more things on top of that and definitely then that would work, I think. So let's just cut this, ink it. Remember, inking it makes it look as if it was intentionally, sort of always planned to be there. Now I don't want to line it right up with the edge here. I kind of want to have it right underneath the new do part and hanging off the edge there. So I haven't adhered that down. I'll see if I can find anything else to put up there. I know I've got some sequins, and that might be enough, but I might see if I can find something else even. So now that I have put that there, I am thinking I might need to put some down here. And yes, I realize I've got the two cameras, but that almost is better because it one reinforces the other. Okay, you know what? I could spend all day looking at this and wondering and moving things around. But one thing I definitely try and do is just stick and go. Make the commitment. In the end, all these little bits don't matter as much as your story does. Now, I'm not loving that awkward little corner there, but I think I can get over it. And it's only got the one pop dot, and I was going to add another one, but I think, you know what, it might be okay to just have one side of it raised up. Now, this would be a good place to bring in some of these word stickers. I want to tuck it, but not hide all the words there. And then I can maybe bring one down here, because then there is some separation between all the words of the title and then the word strip. So I'm just, while I'm thinking, I'm just going to go ahead and commit to that. I committed to this one. I might as well commit to this one. Let's see if I can get it in the same spot. Not loving that. So you know what, I'm going to put this one aside. It again, it felt a little bit like it was floating. I think I need something else there. So I'm going to look back. Okay, I think I found something that's going to help. So this is the Life in Color sticker sheet from Simple Stories. And there's a couple of stickers on here that I think I can use. This Good Stuff, and then this one down here. Maybe one of the others, we'll see. And then I also pulled a couple of stickers from another summertime themed one that I think can go. I can cut this one in half, and then I can have it in the two spots. I've also got some gold chipboard hearts. I haven't stuck them down yet, but I've sort of put them in some places where they could happily live. Now I realize this one has a drink on it, but I can easily put something over top of that and you'll never know. In fact, this one can go down here. Tucked in all my layers. I think I need some glue dots if I have any. And before I glue it down though, I do want to put this sort of pictured it there, but maybe it needs to go down here. I need to find something to cover up that little, ooh, that might be where this little guy comes in. I like the idea of adding some more pink in there. I'll I've got a lot of pink going on over here. I can add this in. I can still get the turquoise of the label. I can pull the camera down and you can see that this is a butterfly. Yeah, it's all starting to come together, I think. One thing I need to do is work on this little grouping up here. I think I'm going to trim this down a bit. I'm going to throw caution to the wind, use my scissors and not my trimmer. Also going to, I just trimmed a little bit off there so that I have 4 complete designs. I don't even know what to call that. Shapes, cuts. And I do need to think about bringing some pink up here as well. It's going to be a little bit tricky to glue down. Whoopsies. Well, I'll have to stick something over that. Actually, you know what? Oh, never mind. I was going to reverse that. Too late now. Could do that. That just looks silly. Maybe. And then something pink up there, I think. Pink, I think. I don't see anything on here. I was looking for something sort of long. That's too big. That tag might have to go somewhere else. I might have some, no. Sometimes they have little asterisks or something, but there's none on here. All right, let's take a look at this. I could just I'm going to see what this looks like, and then if it doesn't work, I think I will maybe punch a butterfly and have it up there. No, I'm not crazy about that idea. All right, let's find a butterfly punch. Because this layout is all about me, I'm going to use all my favorite things, and I love to use butterflies. You've probably seen this before, but this is how I make my butterflies fly, I suppose. Give them dimension. I will put dimensional adhesive on the wings and then flat adhesive in the center, and then press down the center and the wings fly. And then I can add some enamel dots there or something. And then I can add my little heart in here too. Yep. And just for safe measure, let's punch a few more butterflies. Works for me. Now it's starting to feel like one of my layouts. It's always very exciting when it feels like yours. So there's a few finishing touches. I'm going to add my journaling, and I will figure out what to do with these sequins, and then I will come back and show you the finished product. And that is my layout finished. I added the date and a little bit of journaling up there, and I added a single gray enamel dot into each of the middles of the butterfly. I decided not to add any more gold accents with the gold sequins. I sort of felt like there was enough gold sprinkled around. The one thing I might add is one more word up here. I haven't looked at my word sheet to see if there's anything that fits up there. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with this. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing it all come together. And I can't wait to see what you guys make today with the prompt. What makes you feel courageous? See you on the message boards. Bye.